Welcome back to the Mental Playbook with Christine Dalgity, Season 2. This season, we are expanding the conversation, hearing from mental health experts, professionals from different industries, and people in the sports world about how they take care of their minds, handle challenges, and build the mindset to thrive both on the job and in life. So, grab a coffee, get comfy, tune in, get inspired, and let's dive into some fascinating conversations. Remember, your mind is super powerful, and with the right tools and knowledge, you can master your mental playbook. And while you're doing that, take care of you. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mental Playbook with Christine Dalgity. We are doing our monthly Q&A with Lily, and we will see what Lily has to throw at me today. I always get nervous. What if I don't know the answer?
Well, you'll know the answers. They're pretty intense today. I'm pretty excited.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully. I always say that, and then I realize that I read them and I'm like, no, okay.
And what might be intense to you, for me, is like, oh, that's vanilla.
Fair. All right. So, of course, I'm all about themes, and tomorrow is Valentine's Day.
Oh, yes.
So I went a little bit more, into that. And I'm also wearing,
Well, you should have told me. I have a shirt that has hearts on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm wearing my Canada thing.
That's themed also.
Yeah. Oh, is that part of it? Yours? Or no, this is
no.
themed though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Because the boys play today at 3:10. Mm-hmm. So the girls, they don't play today. I think it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. Tomorrow's Saturday, yeah.
All right,
yeah.
Valentine's Day. Let's do this thing. My favorite day of the year.
Yeah, it's mostly the first part.
I'm teasing.
All right, so we're going to go segment one, the warm-up. What's something small that's already gone right this year?
Oh, this year? Mm-hmm. Oh, we're just early in. Mm-hmm. Something small that it's already gone right. Definitely not the weather.
That's fair.
Personally or professionally? Personally? Well, I talked to you before about, the whole perimenopause thing and trying to, working out and everything and no changes and I think I finally figured it out. Just supplement-wise and when I should take them and workout-wise and food-wise. And this week I noticed a big difference and just in how I feel and everything, like inflammation and everything. So I think that it might be a small thing, but it's a big thing for me. And it's finally, this is consistently trying to figure all this stuff out. It's a lot. And so I think that definitely went in my favor finally. Yeah. It's pretty early in the year, right? So, and you know what? I'm not someone who really dwells on if things aren't working. I just try to figure out, other than the perimenopause thing. Yeah. But I didn't dwell on it. I just try to figure it out. So I think that everything eventually works out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's probably.
Yeah. That's a thing. That's going right for you.
It's finally going right. Yeah. So let's knock on wood.
Yeah.
That it continues.
Now it's more the Valentine's Day questions. I just wanted to
butter me up and then slam me down.
Okay, are you a hopeless romantic or a logical? It says lover. It's kind of weird, but lover. Yeah.
I'm not a hopeless romantic. I mean, I'm an Aquarian, and I'm scientific, so I'm a little bit logical, but not logical in a relationship. I like romance. And hand-holding and cuddling and stuff like that, but I don't wear rose-colored glasses because I've been through too much in my life with romantic relationships. So, but I mean, yeah, I would love to be my sister and I talk about this. I've been in my masculine energy for so long, because I've had to be. I would like to just be in my feminine energy and have someone just take care of me. Kind of. Not like totally. But I can't give up control that much. But no, I think that romance is, you know, I don't want to say it's gone or it's dead, but situationships and all, like, there's no courting, there's no dating, there's no, it's like talking and situationships and ghosting and all of that stuff. I would like to see romance back. Not hopeless, but I am romantic, I think. Yeah. I talk things through as I'm going here. Yeah, no, that's the way I am. Those are things I think of, that's why.
Yeah, that's why I picked these.
Yeah, because you know me well enough.
Do you see conflict in a relationship as a connection or a threat to the relationship?
A connection if you work through the conflict. If it's a high conflict relationship, then no, that's threat. But if you can have your own opinion and work through a conflict in a relationship, then that's a healthy relationship. There has to be conflict. There's two people with different opinions and everything. There should be conflict.
And then if there's no conflict, like if somebody's like, I never fight or we never like argue,
then you don't feel comfortable expressing your opinion.
Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Overrated or underrated?
Overrated.
I had a feeling when you reacted at first. But.
It's so commercialized now. The expectations, like you could go 364 days of the year to buy your partner flowers, and that one day they're not everywhere. I don't want everyone to think I'm dissing their flower shops, but generally they're like double the price that day, and so there's an expectation. But if there's budget and you know, also I think that there's a lot of pressure on it. I think that if you're in a relationship, and this might not be a popular opinion, but I think that this should be a 365-day thing to value your partner and want to do things for them, and not, because so often, and it happened to me in my marriage, he would come home with flowers and just throw them on the table kind of thing. Now, I've talked about what he was like, but, you know, and it was like, thanks. So I think, and he didn't just throw them on the table, but, you know, it was like, Happy Valentine's Day, and put them on the table. It wasn't. Yeah. So I think it's overrated in the sense that it's commercialized, everything, prices increase, and we should value the people in our lives 365 days of the year and make them feel special. Maybe not 365 days of the year, that's not realistic, but make them feel special all the time, not one day.
Yeah, it's weird because, like, I'm not, like, the biggest flower person, because then I get flowers, I put them in the vase, and then they die. Yeah. And then it takes me forever to throw them out.
I just threw mine out for my birthday this morning.
So then I'm like, I told my boyfriend, I'm like, I don't need flowers, I don't want them. But then it comes the day of, and I straight up told him, like, I don't need anything, like, I just want to spend time. But then I don't get anything, and then there's a part of me of, like, then I see it on, you know, socials and all that, and I'm like, oh man, I wish you would have just, but then I straight up told him not to. So it's just like, I find, like, the whole commercialize and all that, that's like, it can mess with, like, the healthiest of relationships. That's exactly what I'm talking about, right? Like, why not, I know the flower situation, but why not March 15th, he comes home and says, hey, I was thinking of you, I love you, the flowers. That's way better. Why does it have to be, you know, red roses and stuff? White roses are my favorite anyway. But, like, why does it have to be that? And I used to say that to my ex-husband, right? I used to say, I don't need a whole bouquet of flowers. Come home one day with a flower and say, I was thinking of you and I love you. Like, it doesn't have to be
but it does set those expectations. And then it's like, oh, I don't really need them. But then you see it and it's commercials and
Yeah.
you go into the dollar store and everything's like
Yeah.
red and pink and hearts. And I'm like, "Ugh." I'm not a cynical person at all, really. I'm a logical lover, I think.
Yeah, I think so. But would
Yeah.
there be like a type of Valentine's Day that you would be like, yeah, no, that like, let's say the world changed it to that. Would you be that? You'd be like, yeah, no, that's I'm all for it. Or just the whole Valentine's Day. It's too like I'll wait till February to do this gesture kind of thing.
That's the way I feel that it is.
Like if there was a way of it being celebrated, just love, like
Yeah.
just celebrating the aspect love kind of thing.
Maybe if it was, I don't know. I'm not, even Mother's Day, Father's Day, those kinds of things. And I am a mother, and it's a special day, and you should, but then if you're not, you're like, you see, like you said, you see, you know, or somebody says, oh yeah, my kids took me here, and you're like, oh, did they? Right? It just really, I don't know if it's like, mostly it is the commercial aspect of it and the pressure and expectations. But I'm just kind of someone who's like, why can't we just celebrate the people in our lives or appreciate them all the time and not have one set day?
Yeah.
And then if you've, you know, like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, if you have lost a parent or it's just a hard day, and if you lost a spouse on Valentine's Day and you, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's getting a little bit cynical, I think. But I'm a firm believer that why can't we just appreciate the people in our lives every day?
That's fair.
Why can't we come home every day and say, hey, I love you, right? And I know after my dad died, there was an aspect of that I had a bad feeling. And I turned to say I love you, but he wasn't someone who said I love you all the time. And I was like, he's going to say, if I turn and say I love you, he's going to say, am I dying or something? Which, and when I came back 2 hours later, he had passed. So after that, every text message with my friends, you know, I say I love you. I tell my kid I love them all the time. My grandkids, I love them all the time. My siblings, I don't say it all the time. They know it because they'd be like, shut up, right? Because that's not who we are. But anyway, I'm getting off topic, but I'm just saying, you know, just letting the people, my friends also, my tribe, that everyone's going to meet soon, but we all, every time we text and are talking, we say, okay, love you at the end. And that means more to me than a day that says, I love you. Sorry, I went on a rant.
No, I'm all for it. It's great.
My perspective, that's my opinion, my perspective. Not everyone has to have it. But yeah.
No, that makes sense. All right. Do you struggle more with boundaries or vulnerability? Both.
I struggle more with vulnerability, 100%. I do not like, I experienced narcissistic abuse, other things in my life. So being vulnerable is very difficult for me, very, very difficult for me. Setting boundaries with certain people is difficult for me, because part of narcissistic abuse is not wanting to hurt people or not wanting to rock the boat kind of thing. So, but the older I get, I'm much better at it. Before it was very difficult to set boundaries. Now I'm better at it as I teach clients and everything too. It's not about, you can't do this to me. It's about, you know, if you speak to me this way, this is how I'm going to react kind of thing. So I'm getting better with that. Just over the last year or so, just really processing things that, and what I allow people to do in my life or how they treat me. I'm setting more boundaries, but vulnerability, that's a work in progress.
It's not an easy thing.
No, and I had some pretty tall brick and mortar walls around me for a very, very long time. like years, like decades, over a decade, that I wasn't letting anybody in. So I am working on that. I have been a little bit more vulnerable, but this is vulnerable.
Yes.
All this social media is very vulnerable, and it's been a work in progress for me too.
Killing it. You're killing it.
Oh, no. But even like the vulnerability of putting yourself out there, like body image and stuff like that. And you know that sometimes I'm like, oh, Lily. But now I'm kind of like, yeah, the camera angles and stuff can make you look bigger, can make you have a double chin, all of that. And at first that really bothered me. And now I'm like, it is what it is. That's who I am. That's not who I am. If it's a camera angle, but
Yeah.
but that vulnerability of like, what if someone says something? What if that doesn't bother me so much now? I'm kind of like, if you're not focusing on the content and you're focusing on how I look, then scroll on by.
Yeah, you're just hating the hate kind
Yeah.
of thing on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're moving on. Segment
All right.
2.
All right.
All right. So these are some listeners' questions, or like our socials questions. How do I stop replaying small awkward moments in my brain?
So, yeah, that is something that I work with clients on every single day. If it's social anxiety, we need to ground yourself. Not just social anxiety, but like when I work with clients on social anxiety, because that is part of it. You go back every conversation and everything, you go over, I should have said this, why did I say it? Oh yeah, they looked like that. So it becomes ruminating. So ground yourself by doing what you want to do is activate your prefrontal cortex, which is the processing part of your brain. And when you can activate that, then it's not in your amygdala, which is the stress center of your brain. So if you can activate the prefrontal cortex, then it's going to distract you enough that you can slow it down. If you don't, then it's just going to keep going. So ground yourself. Do something that I teach clients called categories. So name all of the fruit, vegetables, countries, cities, sports teams, actors, whatever. Just start naming them because it's going to activate it. Count backwards from 100 by sevens. All my clients are like, what? I always say, or threes or something, not twos or ones or fives, because that's too easy. Spell names backwards. Those kinds of things, because what usually happens is when you're doing that, you kind of look up and you're visualizing. And so you're really engaging your prefrontal cortex. If it's something that is really spiraling, cold, reset your nervous system. So get a cold pack and put it on your neck, your forehead, your wrists, stand outside for, and then once it hits your prefrontal cortex, ask yourself, okay, what are the facts? How am I interpreting that conversation? Can I change it? It's already happened. If I did hurt somebody in that conversation, then I can apologize. But did they say, oh, that wasn't cool? Or was that my perception? So it's a little bit more complex than just stopping it, but you look at the facts. Usually our opinion is what drives those thoughts, right? And our opinion, core belief might be that I'm a bad person, or I am very awkward, or something like that. But if that's your perception, that might not be the other person's perception. But that's what we tell ourselves. So that's what I would suggest in a nutshell. Because that's a whole session.
How do I stop comparing my progress to everyone online?
Okay. Same kind of thing, right? Reminding yourself that online is a snippet of a moment of time, or a snippet of time. So when people are posting things online, they're not posting themselves in their worst moments. Usually. Some people go on crying and need to do that, right? But usually it's a snippet of time, and it's a highlight of a moment. That's what I meant to say, not snippet of a moment. A highlight of a moment.
Mm-hmm.
So ask yourself. So just like compare yourself, did you say? Sorry.
Yeah, stop comparing my progress.
Oh, progress. Okay. So what does that person have in their lives that's different than you? Maybe they have, if it's like fitness, maybe they have a personal trainer or genetics or whatever that you don't have. What if that if it's mental health progress, maybe that person has a different resilience level. Maybe they don't have past trauma. Maybe, so when we're comparing, we don't know what their background is or what they have in their toolbox. So I always tell clients, let's bring it back and be mindful. What do you know to be true right now? You saw a video or something on social media. You didn't see that maybe that day, they melted down and they, you don't see that. So I try to bring it back to the present moment or back to what they know. And I love the line from that book, Atomic Habits, that progress over perfection, right? That person's progress might be different than yours. It doesn't mean it's better.
So this is off track in a way.
That's okay. I always go off track. You're allowed to.
But it's more because, doing the podcast and my own stuff as well, it's like a lot of people, and you see it on social, people post on socials because they want to help others.
Yep.
They, like, especially with fitness influencers, let's say, and they want to post the education, they want to like post their day, how their meal plans and all that in goal of helping. But then most of the time, like you're saying, you're not, like, people are comparing themselves. It's hard to not compare yourself. And then you're like, well, I do what they do and I still, let's say, don't lose the weight or still didn't gain that much muscle, or I still, so I guess like my question is, it's like people that go on socials to help in that way, let's say, like posts when there's a lot of variables day by day. Do you think that there's a way that they can still help? I don't know how to ask this without being like, or it's just like no matter what, it's like you're not going to help people because people are going to compare themselves, versus
people are always going to compare themselves. And if you are going on to try to help people, you may not reach everybody and you might not help everybody. I don't know if this is the question, but you also then have to tell yourself, it's like what I say to my therapist all the time, that the starfish story, right? That, in the story, he's throwing the starfish back in and there's thousands, and the old guy says, you are never going to save all these starfish. And he threw one and he goes, I just saved that one.
Yeah.
Right? So if one person sees change, is that what you mean? Like if you're trying to help people and they don't see change?
It's not really a question. It's like, it is a question, but it's just because I think I'll better explain it with my own experience. I'm a new mom, so then like my social media is full of like mother stuff, like different sides and all that. And then sometimes it's just like I can do everything this person's doing, but it's not going to work for me and my family and my kid. And then I feel just like I compare myself. I'm like, we're never going to, like, my child's not going to be smart, let's say.
Yeah.
Because I don't do what they do.
But how do you know that?
Yeah.
That's your opinion. Yeah. Right? That's what I was talking about. Like, just because one of my clients said this to me. Yeah, like my friend has 2 kids. She has a newborn baby and she comes in and she's all like makeup, everything. And I said to my client, okay, but how do you know whether she had a complete meltdown and was screaming and yelling and her husband was yelling at her because she was trying to look perfect for everyone else? How do you know that's not what happened before she came? Right? People are going to post that they're doing things that their kids are going to be smart. That doesn't mean that kid's going to be smart.
Yeah.
That means they're doing things that society tells them they should do or social media tells them they should do. Your kid might be smarter.
Yeah.
Right? So it's about looking at the facts of things and not looking at that moment or even the stuff that they're doing, especially when it comes to children, because my grandson, my granddaughter are completely different, right? Like, I have 3 siblings and we're completely different. It's not about the parenting stuff. We talk about this all the time in our office. And I did, like, with my daughter-in-law, and I am so happy. I feel so, not that I feel so bad, but I just, for young moms, right? Like, you know, in the last 8 years, let's say, I am so happy I had my son when I did, because I had my mom and my grandmothers giving me advice. And I could take it or not, right? Yeah. And now everywhere you look, you're not using this, you're feeding your child this, you're not doing this. No, you need to have them sleep like this. No, you need to do, I see it and I'm like,
it's insane.
You know, and my friends and I talk about it, like, could you imagine, you know, and I even see myself sometimes now, I'll be like, oh, that kid's in the front seat of the car. And my kid was, right? But nowadays we didn't have airbags and stuff. But, you know, it's like we're told, young moms especially are told social media, everything that you should or shouldn't do. And if you don't, your child's not going to be whatever.
Yeah.
I want you to think back to, I'm just giving some mom advice right now, therapist, but mom advice too. I want you to think back to, like when I was raised or my kid was raised or you were raised. We didn't have when I was raised, we didn't have 99% of what you do now. But even with my son, like some of the stuff that, you know, like the snowsuits and in the car seat and all of that stuff. First of all, we didn't even have seatbelts, you know, and we all turned out okay. I'm a very smart person, and my mom didn't have social media to say, do this and this and this.
Yeah.
So, again, off a little bit, but you know your child and your instincts with your child, and your child's going to turn out exactly how he should, as long as he has emotional support, caring, you know, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if he's going to Montessori school and when he's a year old and he's doing this and that, which we joke, but I see it all the time.
It's insane. It's crazy.
Being a mom's hard enough.
Yeah.
And there's no manual.
No.
Kyla said that to me the other day. You have to have a license to drive. I said, a license to fish. And she goes, but they just hand you a child. Right? And I say it all the time.
Yeah.
You have to have all these things, but
I think, you got to go back to the simplicity of it. That's what I do. Like, and I am very lucky that my boyfriend's very like that. Like, he's like, it doesn't matter. It's okay. He's alive. We love him. We feed him. It's like, but I feel bad for the moms that are just constantly, I say on Facebook groups, it's like they're constantly asking questions, like, and I'm just like, and then you get like 50 comments and they're all different. And I'm like, don't do this to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, if I'm always honest. I was going to say, if I'm being honest, I'm always honest. After you brought your little man to the podcast, I said to my sister, I'm like, Lily's a natural with a natural mom. I said she was so calm with him. And so, you know, she was feeding him when we were doing the thing and he squawked a little bit and I said, there's just this calmness. And when you have that calmness, your child has the calmness. And that's more important than whether they're, you know, 2 months old and people are telling you, you need to start preparing them now for, right? It's like, what? You know, my son and daughter-in-law, there was the stuff that, you know, it's different now than what, like even what is it called? Child-led weaning or whatever with the food. Like giving them chicken and stuff when they're like 7, 8 months old. I'm like, what? But everybody does that now. And I'm like, what? My brother and sister couldn't even watch.
Oh, really?
Jody was just telling me that the other day. Like Steve would get up and leave. because he's afraid of choking, but he would get up because he couldn't, like, what? Don't you have to have teeth? Don't like, he was like, anyway, that's all different than what we had. But, you know, they raise their kids the way they feel they should, and they are amazing parents. And I just told them that last week, like, and both of those kids are, and I'm not saying because they're my grandchildren, but they're both so smart and so kind. And, you know, huge. And McKinley gave me a birthday card, and my cat, Cole, he put a sticker of a cat on the front of it and said, Grandma, I put a sticker on because I know that you miss Cole and now you can remember him. I'm like, no social media post or book tells you, you know. No, yeah. And that's part of his personality, but also, and I was like, oh, come here.
That's adorable.
And I told Ryan and Joe, or told Ryan, you know, like, you guys are great parents. Just doing what they feel comes natural.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. All right, let's go back to it.
That's a hot topic, though.
Yeah, it is.
And it's what you're living right now. Yeah. So it's okay for us to talk about that stuff. It's our podcast. Yeah. We can do whatever we want.
That's true. All right, and we're going into more of a sport one now.
Yes.
As a captain of my hockey team, I feel like I can't show weakness. Is that strength or is that hurting me?
That's hurting you. That's a lot of pressure, right? I think it's okay. I think that if you're a captain of a hockey team, you have to be a leader. You have to, like, do the pep talks. You have to, when your team's not playing well, you have to call them out on it and boost them up, and you have to do all that. But it's also okay to say, you know what? That was on me. My bad. Like, I did that. So let's work together. I'm going to try to, like, because if you're the captain of the team and you're up here and they're down here all the time, like you're always, then that's a hierarchy, but you want to be like this, right? And I think of, like, Connor McDavid, and I think, obviously I don't know what goes on in the dressing room and stuff, but I pay attention to that stuff. And even, like, when they, like, in media things, and they're like, oh, you did this to Connor McDavid, especially. I saw it in an interview. And Sidney Crosby with Team Canada and stuff too, right? Like, you did this and you did this. And, I mean, I remember Connor Bedard too, when it was the juniors. And you did this and all of them say, this is a team. This is, you know, all the guys contribute something, all the guys, it's okay. Like, that's not weakness. That's, you know, not having to be the strong one and do all the time, or taking the glory, or, and I think it's kind of the same as, like, a business owner or something like that, right? Like how I run my business, it's not authoritarian. I'm still in charge, and I still want them to come to me with things. But I never say my practice. I say our practice. Is it my practice? Yeah. But it's, and when I mess up, I'm like, oh, guys, I'm so sorry. You know, I just screwed up. And that doesn't show weakness. That shows humanity. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I'm like soapboxy today. You got me on a deep day, I think. Apparently it's like, the Year of the Snake is moving into Year of the Fire Horse on February 17th. And this is about shedding and purging. And oh, really? Yeah, I just saw it on a TikTok. Actually, I've seen it a lot, and I kind of follow astrology and stuff like that. But yeah, and so there's, like, a lot of, like, in-depth, like, you're getting stuff out. So I'm kind of doing it today. I don't know.
I had to move back home and change careers. And it feels like I've undone years of progress. How do I not see this as failure?
So moving back home, like, with parents? Or not just moving back home to your hometown? Okay. So look at the facts of the situation. It's not failure. It kind of goes back to what I've said before, that Ryan said to me, my son said to me a few years back when we were talking about, like, 3 steps forward or 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. And he said to me, Mom, I never really think of it as going backwards. I think of it as stepping to the side till I regroup, figure things out, and then I keep going forward. Right? So kind of think of it, and I was like, ooh, he's smart. Right? But I started to think of it, that was kind of like my life. But, think of it that way. You had to change careers and move back home as a pivot point. It doesn't mean you're going to be there all the time. It means that in that moment, you need a little bit of help. You need to figure things out or save some money, or especially if it's right now, because it is hard. It's hard for someone my age who owns a home and stuff my grocery bill, it's just me. And I buy the same things. And over the last 2 years, it's doubled. So for a family, or even if it's one person, that's groceries. That's not rent. And rent and everything is, mortgage payments less than rent, but you have to have the down payment and you can't save the money because everything's so expensive. So think of it that way, right? If I had a choice, would I be living with my parents again, or would I be living on my own? I don't have a choice right now, right? I mean, that is a choice in itself. And try to look at it. I always say to clients, look at a time frame, right? I'm not out on my own yet. So this is a stepping stone until I can move forward. Really look at the facts and be logical and concrete. Take the emotion out of it. It's not failure. It's a pivot. And sometimes necessary. It's actually more necessary. Like, I hear adult children moving back with parents and stuff on the daily now because of necessity. And it's just, unless you're making 6 figures and you get
both people that live in that house has to make a crazy amount of money.
It's sanity.
I have all these ideas I want to take action on, but I struggle to take the time to make the action.
All right. As soon as you have a long list of stuff, your brain says, not today, right? Because it's overwhelming to your brain. So take that list and then break it down. I do it. That's how I do, because I have a lot on my plate and I have a lot in my head. And so on Sundays, I sit down with the notes app, and I have my list of stuff that I have to do for the week, whether it's, around the house or at work, reports, anything like that. And I break it down each day. So I look at what I work on Mondays and what I can accomplish. And I'll put 1 or 2 things. Tuesdays, I don't start till 11, so I'll put maybe 3 things that I can get done in the morning. And I do that all from Monday to Sunday. Break it down, because if I look at my calendar or my notes and I see I have 3 things to do, I'm like, oh. If I see I have 10 things to do, I'm like, that we say it often where it's like you have so much to do you don't even know where to start. And so you scroll or anything to distract. So if you break it down, it doesn't seem as overwhelming and you will get those tasks done. When I'm really overwhelmed, often in December, when I have our staff party and Christmas stuff and shopping and all of that, when I feel overwhelmed with things, really overwhelmed, I put in, on my, Monday, I will put wake up, shower, brush teeth, workout, because I know I'm checking those off.
Okay.
Right? And it's just that sense of accomplishment.
Okay. Would it be the same thing for let's say somebody's in your shoes and you want to start a podcast, you want to start social media, you want to start a book, all that stuff. Do you think it would be the same thing? You just have so many fun ideas, you keep writing them down, but then.
So, I mean, we are living that real time, because yeah, podcasts and social media and all and book and everything is workshops and everything are on my, but also you and I have these brains that are like, oh, what if we did this? Oh, how about we add this? And you'll like say, like even when we start just the social media and you're like, I see podcast written on the thing. I'm like, oh, really? Right. So yeah, I mean, that's totally my life. I have all these ideas and we have a shared content thing because we have ideas. I think that realistically, we started the social media in February.
Mm-hmm.
We started the podcasts in May.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't start the podcast in February, right?
Yeah.
I've had these workshops that I'm trying to create on the thing, but I'm like, I need to put them aside for a little bit while I focus. So I think it's about prioritizing what you want and spreading it out. Yeah, we have all of these ideas, but I think that at first we're like, ooh, let's do this and this and this. But we didn't start both at the same time. Like you even said, because podcast was in February when I read it and I was like, let's do it. And you're like, let's wait till like May and kind of work on the social media, iron out the kinks and everything. And then everything doesn't have to be done right away.
Yeah. I
want to write a book. Absolutely. I've wanted to write a book for years, right? And I've always changed what I want to write about. So I think that, I was actually just thinking about this last weekend as, I want to write a book. I'm going to do that in about 2 years. It's something I want to do. I'm doing all this. I don't need to do it right away.
Yeah.
We've been talking about the business and things that I want to do. And I have a lot of psychotherapists that work for me now. And I just hired our other student, Colleen, part-time. Yeah. When she's finished her practicum. And so I was like, I want to start, I'm still gonna treat people, for a few years, but I want to start branching into doing workshops for like workplace wellness and schools and who knows, on stage someday. Like I want to do those things. Mm-hmm. So in 3 or 4 years, I think that you can have all these ideas and these ambitions, but if you say, I'm going to do them all right away, something's going to drop, especially when they're high. Like all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't have done the podcast in February because I was still trying to figure out how to do a video.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like what to say. I don't mean how to do the video, but like what to say, what's too long, what's too much, it's a process, not a progress. It's a process. So that would be my most, if it's day-to-day stuff, break it down each day. If it's big ambition stuff, spread it out. You don't have to do everything at once. Master one and move on to the next. Or you might not master it, but figure one out and move on to the next.
Yeah.
Fair? Yeah.
Fair.
And even 3 to 4 years is okay.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Yeah. It happens faster than we think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've been doing this for
it's going to be
a year right now.
Yeah.
Look at us. Not podcast, I mean the social media.
Yeah. All right, halftime break here. Let's see if it's an actual break.
Yeah.
One thing your brain needs more of right now.
My brain? Mm-hmm. Rest.
Yeah, could be that.
Yeah. Sunshine. I mean, it's pretty sunny. It's been pretty sunny. Mm-hmm. I'm going away in a couple weeks, so my brain, it's been busy, but
vitamin D,
Yeah, vitamin D. My brain is a very active brain, but I need it to be active. Mm-hmm. I can't, I can sit here and do stuff, but it needs a bit of a break from planning things, maybe. I don't know. I don't feel like my brain really needs a break. I don't know.
Does it need?
Like I get a lot. I have downtime. I like to always be learning, so I do that. But I need to slow down a little bit again, I guess. I'm taking 2 courses right now, and I'm doing all of this stuff, and
oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you playing offense, so taking actions, or defense, protecting your energy lately?
offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think yeah, I take action. That's just who I am. If, as you know, if I have an idea, I'm going to go with it. I think I also rest between shifts, right? So it's not that I go defense, like totally, but I do have times that I'm like, no, like Saturday morning, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing, protect my energy. But I think I only feel like I have to protect my energy when I'm really like, Christine, slow down.
Yeah.
Right now, I feel like I feel positive about the actions that I'm taking.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's
yeah.
good. What's your biggest distraction lately?
Biggest distraction. I think I get kind of stuck in my thoughts about my life. I mean, I have a great life. I have a very fulfilled life. I've met so many of my goals. But as much as I'm not lonely, I think I get distracted with my thoughts of, like, am I going to settle down? Am I, like, settle down in the fact that, you know, an excuse to not get into relationships is often, I'm too busy. I don't have time for that. So, but then I look at, you know, I'm getting older, and is that what I want? So I've been really distracted with thinking about that, which is not normal for me because of those walls. But I think the walls go down, and then so I've been really distracted with that lately, and I've just kind of made changes with my thinking the last week, actually. And I think I get distracted with the plans for the business and everything and what I want to do. I get distracted sometimes, and I have to say, like, go back to what I said about, no, like, I'll do the workshop then, and I get distracted with, like, oh, but what if we do this? And what if we get this person on the podcast and get this person on the podcast? And I think I get distracted with that, and I have to, like, refocus and bring it back.
Makes sense.
Wow, I'm being vulnerable on this podcast.
I was going to
I
say.
just told you I hate vulnerability.
All right.
I may be telling you to edit.
Our listeners' stories here. Well, story. So this one's like kind of a big one.
Yeah.
So this is what they said. Lately, I've noticed I've been pulling back from people. I cancel plans more often. I don't initiate like I used to. I take longer to respond to text. And honestly, I kind of like being in my own space. The weird part is I can't tell if this is growth or avoidance. Last year, I was constantly available, always saying yes, always showing up, always trying to be the supportive one. I got burnt out. This year, I told myself I'd protect my energy more. And I have, but now I worry I swung too far the other way. Friends have mentioned I seem distant. Nothing dramatic, just comments like, you've been MIA lately. That makes me question myself. Am I healing or am I hiding?
I think it could be a little bit of both, in that your brain got overwhelmed and you probably felt taken advantage of. If you're getting burnt out, you're always saying yes, so your brain says, nope, no more. And it can swing fully the other way. So I think that there's some hiding. I think that, I don't know about you, but like if I'm really, really busy and I get Christmas, right? Christmas Day, I had everything. I was so busy leading up to it. And then I barely got out of my pajamas from Boxing Day. So that was the Friday till I went to work on the Monday. And I had all this stuff. Oh, I'm going to do this and this. I barely talked to anybody. I just isolated. And I understand it enough to say I was hiding. So I think that what you do is ask yourself, am I protecting my energy right now? Or is it just now I'm just kind of being complacent in this? So picture yourself going and visiting a friend. does that seem like, oh, that's too much? Or is it something like, oh no, I enjoy doing that? Like break it down into separate events. Because if I say, oh, I need to get out there more often, brain says, that's a lot of work, right? If you've been burnt out. If you say, oh, I'm going to go sit with my friend and have a glass of wine, your brain's like, oh, I can manage that. So I think that it's about like, what am I focusing on? What am I reacting to right now? Is it being out in public? Is it being around a whole bunch of people? Is it protecting my energy? Or is it now I'm just kind of in a pattern of behavior?
Yeah.
Because when we're burnt out, we do get in that pattern of behavior. It's like either end of a spectrum, right? So just do little things.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Overtime questions, this or that, or yeah, this or that. All right. Being understood or being right?
Understood.
Validation from yourself or validation from others?
Validation from myself. Although sometimes it's nice for other people to validate, and like I don't seek validation from others for my worth. But if I'm doing something and I'm like, I think it's okay, and someone says, no, that's but I don't seek validation from other people to determine my worth. I seek it from myself.
Is that have you always been like that, or
No.
something you practice?
I have never been like that before.
Share your how.
I think that partly getting older, partly a lot of work that I've done on myself, and understanding that, most decisions I've made in my life have been good. I mean, they've helped me. I think that this part I've always said to people, you have to be happy with yourself and in your own being of who you are as a person before you can be happy with anyone else. And so I need to validate myself and say, no, that was good. You did that. And instead of waiting, like determining my worth if somebody else. So I'd say that's it's been a work in progress. I think that I've always had some of that, but because of everything I went through, I always was seeking approval from other people, but mostly probably in the last like 2 years or so, I've really been like, no, you don't like me, too bad kind of thing.
Yeah.
But what people think of me, I don't determine my worth based on that. But I think it's always a work in progress.
Yeah. Makes sense. Being needed or being chosen?
Needed. I think everyone has that sense of wanting to be needed but obviously you want to be chosen. I think it depends on the context. Like if it's, again, going back to today's society and situationships and everyone's an option. Yeah, no. You see, as I'm saying that, I'm like, I'm not someone's option. So I don't need someone you want someone to choose you, but I don't need someone to choose me, right? Choose me, pick me, love me. I'm like, I am who I am.
Yeah.
So I'd say needed.
Needed?
Yeah.
Group chat chaos or do not disturb peace?
Do not disturb peace. In the sense that I have a few group chats going on and I'm with a client and I put my note, but like it just vibrates and it's like bzz, 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 constantly. That can get overwhelming.
Yeah.
Especially when in the group people, like there's always one or two people that love or like every comment that someone says.
Yeah.
So I put my phone on do not disturb every night and it goes like opens back up kind of thing when my alarm goes off in the morning.
Yeah.
I have people that are emergency bypass, like my family and stuff that can get through the do not disturb, but I'm not an avid texter and, you know, I don't like the bzz, bzz, bzz.
Note to self, don't text her like 5 times in a row.
The what, sorry? Oh, note to self. If it's one person, I don't mind so much.
Yeah.
Although I do have a friend that I was laughing the other day because I'm like, just send a, like, this much. It's like, hi, how you doing? I'm like, just say hi, how are you doing? Right?
That's funny. It's funny because my boyfriend has like these boys group chat.
Yeah.
And like it's always going off. And I'm like, do you guys not have better things to do? Like, and just send. And they're just sending reels.
Yeah.
Like,
oh,
and
yeah.
I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. My group chats are usually like, I have like, my friend Sue always names them. And so there's like hockey besties. So I have 4 of my friends, actually all the ones that are going to do the menopause podcast with us. Oh yeah, we're doing a menopause podcast. The hockey besties, and so every hockey game and stuff we're going back and forth.
Okay, yeah.
And then there's like Grenada ladies with the group that I'm going to Grenada with and stuff like that. So when I'm with clients now, I like silence those groups specifically.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So anyway.
All right, last one. Cancel plans guilt-free or push yourself to go?
I think that depends on the situation. I normally push myself to go because the reason I don't want to go is because I'm tired or it's been a long day at work. And I know that when I go, I have fun and I'm fine when I get there. So if it was something that, you know, Ryan needed me to watch the kids because they were sick or something that I needed to, I would cancel guilt-free.
Yeah.
But if it's, I would feel bad if I just canceled because I was tired.
Yeah, it's more of a like question towards like, because I think a lot of people deal with that, or at a certain point they deal with this. It's the whole, like, it's so much work to get there. It's not a bad thing when I get there, but the getting
100%.
there part is like, I want to not, and I'm just like, cancel.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is, I know that, and when I say, Nick, I'm just tired, I know I tell people take care of themselves, but normally it's just like Wednesday night, 2 of my best friends, the 3 of us get together for each of our birthdays, and my birthday was a week and a half ago or whatever, and so Wednesday night, and I worked till 6 Wednesday night, and so Tammy was like, oh, come over at 6:30, and I was like, afterward, I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I had clients all day, but I know, well, first of all, I wouldn't cancel at then, but they've been my best friend. Like, we lost our baby teeth together, right? So I'm like, I know when I go, I'm going to have fun. So that's the tired I mean. Like, it's more of a mindset than like actually tired. And I had a blast, and it was so nice. And she made this chicken tetrazzini thing. I'm like, give me that recipe. So no, I think I agree. It's like, if you're not feeling well and you're burnt out, then we need to put things in. But if it's that, oh, I worked and I'm tired, well, no, then push yourself to go, because you know you have fun. We always have fun and we laugh a lot. And
That's good. All right, so with final play, what's one mindset shift people need this season?
oh, you're asking me? You're not asking them?
I don't know.
One I can't say it either. Mindset shift that people need
this season.
Need this season. If your opinion is not the same as someone else's, you don't have to hate. You just have a different opinion. And I know that this is, you know, this isn't new news. This isn't, but it's just everywhere. I mean, we just had the whole Super Bowl thing and halftime show, and if you have a different opinion, okay. It doesn't have to be a fight. You don't have to hate people. You don't have to, block people and cut them out. You just have a different opinion. That's a mindset shift that our society needs.
It really does. I very much agree with that.
Yeah.
And it's so much. It's so, because I had to have that mindset shift as well, because of just the way I grew up.
Yeah.
And I met my boyfriend, and then he just opened up my world a little bit, and he's
Yeah.
like, okay, that's your opinion. I have mine. I was like, we don't have to fight. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And
Right?
it's very like, it's like, okay, I'm allowed to like think what I want.
100%.
And I really try hard to like let's say my friends have a different opinion. It's like, if I say something and then they go and say something else, I try not to be defensive and just be like, okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
You're allowed to do that. Never in my life, even with all my insecurities I used to have and the last 3 years, especially the last year and a half or so, I have never felt that I just have to keep my mouth shut so often. And not that I'm someone who's like high conflict. I'm not confrontational, nothing like that. But before, if someone had a different opinion, I would express my opinion on it. But now it turns into like, no, you're wrong. Oh, you're brainwashed. And I'm like, no, that's just how I see things, right? And even with clients and stuff, I have to, because clients come in and they're saying their side of it, and sometimes some of them will challenge me and say, well, what do you think? And I'm like, my thoughts don't matter, right? Because it's therapy. But yeah, like so many times, and I was showing you that TikTok when you came in, and how a guy I follow on TikTok, and he's hilarious, but he was saying, like, it was comedy, but it was like how he's American and he feels like he knows how children of divorce feel, because it's trying to pull you onto either side. And if you want to side with mom, then your siblings are like, oh my God, no, mom's horrible. Why would you want to be with mom? Come with dad. And well, no, you don't know what dad was like before. And it's just like, it described it so well. But yeah, that needs to be a mindset shift.
It does.
Your opinion's not the only opinion, and just because I have a different opinion does not make me stupid, does not make me. I've seen so many people on Facebook say things like literally say, are you that stupid and stuff? Not to me, but I'm like, no, they just have, doesn't make you stupid, doesn't make you naive, doesn't make you uneducated, doesn't make you, those are things that people say.
Yeah.
You just see things
not the
differently.
good or the bad side. Like, it's, it's hard.
It's so hard.
Yeah. So
Just
that's
let
a really
people
good,
be.
it's a very good mindset shift for this, especially for this season.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Good job. All right, that's that.
That's it? All right. This was an intense one, and I'm kind of soapboxy, and I got vulnerable, and I don't do that. So I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe it's the year the snake is purging, and I'm like shedding all that stuff. I don't know. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions that you want us to do on our Q&As, drop us a comment, send us a DM, and we will try to answer them.
They're anonymous also.
Yes. Yeah, they're anonymous. We're not going to say, so-and-so wants to know this. Let us know. We do want to answer people's questions. Nothing, I always say to my clients, no question is a bad question. Because clients will often say, I know this is stupid, but no, it's not. If you're thinking about it, if you're worried about it, it's something that's bothering you, so ask us. All right. Thanks again. I love these. Well, that one, I don't know if I did. That was hard. I did. I loved it. All right. Take care of you. That's it for today's episode of the Mental Playbook with Christine Dalgity. Remember, the work doesn't end when the episode does. Thank you so much for watching and for being part of these conversations. If you're enjoying the podcast, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. It helps us grow and reach more people who might need this too. And don't forget, take care of you.